Hello, welcome. It's William Jiaming. Welcome to my channel. So you're watching a series of video about how to make a super to-do list app. And we already achieved most of the functionality, I think 99% functionality of the offline. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to use a backend to like a firebase to actually store this information not only online, but also you can use the simulator suite to test it on your machine. And I'm going to show you how to add code operation using this app, and we're going to migrate this offline app to an online app. So if you don't know what code is basically create, read, update, and delete. Okay, so we can create. I already create this when before recording this video, but hey, we can test read. So if you go to the backend, you can see we got a collection, the to-do list, and we got different documents. William Jiaming welcome, and we got William Jiaming welcome here, and of course, if you click here, we got ads. And speaking of ads, let me just give you one of myself. This video is sponsored by myself. So joke aside, I really need your help. As you guys can see, I'm a really small YouTuber. I'm trying to make a living. I recently got unemployed. That's the reason I started this channel, to share with you guys and hopefully bring, to be honest, really just bring bread and milk to my table. I have to make a living, and as you can see, I haven't reached the monetization yet. So hopefully this channel can be in fact the only source of revenue that I will get. So please, the best way to support this channel is to subscribe and to give this video a thumb up. Thank you so much for your support. I update video every day and you won't get disappointed, and please help me. I promise you won't get disappointed. Okay, this channel is all about app development, about game development, about incorporation of artificial intelligence and augmented reality, virtual reality, all the fun stuff. Everything that you like about coding. If you really want to see something, please leave in the comment section, and I read every comment. All right. And as a side, let's go back to here. So we already demonstrated the read functionality, and let's test the create. So let's create something by let me get the to-do list and add new item to the to-do list. Let's create say William Jiaming. Okay, add to-do list. If you click, you can see we add this to the playlist, and of course since it's a playlist, you're going to toggle whether it's completed or not. So right now the default is false, and you can click this William Jiaming, and let me bring it here. So right now it's false. If you click it, it will become true. If you click it, it become false, and the icon on down. Okay, so it's really helpful, and we already achieved the functionality of deleting that. Okay, so if you want to delete that, you just swipe that to the left, and I add a file icon here, and then it's deleted. As you can see, the document is deleted. And of course, if you want to delete ads, you can just swipe and delete. And so we already achieved the functionality of create, read, and delete. And what about the update? Let's update it. So we got this one here. So William Jiaming welcome, and we got a false. So of course you can update it, false and true, as you guys can see, because you are deploying this app locally. So this is really quick for you to change it. And of course, if you want to add it, you just need to click this and William Jiaming welcome. So for example, you can say William Jiaming YouTube channel. Please subscribe, by the way. And once you click finish editing, you guys can see the title is already changed. So William Jiaming's YouTube channel. Sorry, I think it's William Jiaming's YouTube channel. Okay, so we already achieved a lot of functionality, and of course you can just delete this. And so in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I think in this series of video, because it do requires you to write maybe hundreds of lines of code, but I try to make this as a as simple as possible. So please just bear with me. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. And if you are watching the series of video about how to create a super to-do list, my suggestion for you is that you need to duplicate the original project. Okay, you need to duplicate the code and the whole project. By the way, just duplicate the whole project and save it anywhere else. So if you got your project like this, say super to-do list, my suggestion is that just to duplicate this whole file for the project, and so you won't get a conflict. So if you duplicate the project, say inside of here, you might see some of the error or conflict, because there are some of the hidden file. So for example, Git, something like that. So you just duplicate everything, and then you make changes here. Okay, so when you actually mess it up, you have a whole copy of the project and outside. Okay, you don't need to use the version control system yet. If you're interested, I also got a series of version control system, for example, Git, and of course the Xcode already got a great amazing version control up and running. And you can use that as well. But currently, if you don't want to do that, it's an overkill, because it's a fairly simple project, not too complex. It's not a huge project, so you can just duplicate that, and you got it. Then you got two projects. One is offline, the other is online project. Okay, so you can get both. And so once you duplicate it, we're going to I'm going to just give you a skeleton project and start and then create everything from start. So if you haven't watched my previous video, it's totally okay. But there are bunch of code that's from the previous offline version. If you already watched that, you can know how to migrate from the offline to an online project. If you haven't watched it, you might need a bit of time to pause this video to watch our code, because I will say copy and paste a bunch of previous code to the current projects, and but don't worry, you can always pause that. And I will explain, by the way. So if you got any questions, you can leave in the comment section. All right. And the reason I spend a lot of time telling you how to do the duplication is that even though it's a really small project, it's a little bit coupling going on. So one file will refer another file will refer this file, and we also got some settings to tweaking, and we will introduce guys some injections. So if you don't follow my previous tutorial, and you might get a little bit confusing, because I will copy and paste a lot of the code. That's a little bit warning. Okay, so if you don't know what's going on, just pause or watch previous video. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. So first and foremost, if you have to look exactly like me to deploy that locally, you need to install this emulator suite. So in order to install the emulator suite, you need to install the firebase CLI, which will be the command line interface. And in order to do that, you have to do two prerequisites. One is Node.js, because you're going to use npm to install that. The other is Java JDK, and I also teach Java's course, so I already and Node's course, so I already get these two installed. And the prerequisite is that Node.js got 8 or higher, or Java's JDK got 11 or higher. And if you don't know how to install that, you can just go to Node and Java's website, and you got a pretty detailed tutorial of how to download and install that. You just install the latest version that'll be fine. And for JDK, you can just install this Open JDK, okay? And yeah, and you just go to this OpenJDK org /install. We got a detailed instruction of how to install that. Install this JDK 9 or later using this, and I think JDK will be 11 or later. And Node.js, you just use the latest long-term support version, will be fine. And once you got these two under your belt, you can use your terminal. Yeah, let me just give you a new terminal here. Okay, just open a terminal of yours, and you just say npm install, and using this firebase tools command, and then you I think maybe it takes you a few minutes or so. Then you can install the firebase. Once you install this command line tool, you can log in by using this firebase and log in, and then you can log in to your firebase account. So for example, if you've got a Google account, you can you can connect that. And if you having trouble logging, you can use the command like this. Let me just bring you guys this. Okay, you can use a firebase login and no localhost. And if you use that, you can get a session ID, and it will give you a website URL, and then you copy that URL to your browser, and you make sure the session ID, and copy some code from just to copy some code. It's just bunch of automatic generate code from this website, and you paste it back here at your terminal and press enter, and you are successfully connected. And you can say some you will be able to see something like the success. You are successfully logging as then maybe your email address. And once you have done that, you can go to the directory, any directory in fact, as long as it's a good directory for you, and then you can create a backend. So then let me just demonstrate that for you. So say you're at a directory that you're comfortable with. So currently I got this backend directory. Okay, look at here. We got the backend print working directory. We got this users William backend directory, and then you can create a folder that that can contain the backend information. Right now, I already got this super to-do list. If you haven't got that, you can say something like make directory, and if you go to this current Williams, then you go back. CD, and you can do something like the make directory, and you're going to say backend and slash and some super to-do list, to-do list, something like that, and then it will contain this backend, and then you need to navigate to this folder that you just created, and you put into command of this let me just cd to backend, and we get this say super to-do list, right? So once you are already inside, you make sure print working directory, so you're at this directory, and then you're going to initialize your firebase. So you can say firebase and init. So you initialize that, and then they will ask you a bunch of questions. It's a really simple process. If you do that, you just follow their instruction and choose. The first is the set up a local emulator. Set up local emulator. Okay, this will be the first, and then by the way, if you want to choose this, you need to use spacebar to choose, and then enter. If you just pressing enter, it will not automatically choose the thing that you selected, and then they will ask you to select the the existing projects and you select the project that you already created. Firebase already can find the project that you created on the computer, and you just select that, and then we're going to use I think right now we just use the Firestore emulator. We just use this, but I think as we progress, we might need authentication emulator. So if you look at the authentication emulator, if you ask you to select that, you just select these two, and then everything will just be the default and a bunch of yes and yada yada, and you just go to the end, and it will automatically download that, and it's ready. So once it's ready, you want to just set up this, make this Firebase emulator running. You can use the Firebase and emulator and start, and then you will just launch this, and don't close this shell, don't close this command line, and then I think it will automatically open a website like this. And if you don't open this, you can just manually go to this URL, and you can see this like the overview. And because you got the Firestore emulator running, and I think you got the authentication emulator running, and of course you can download whatever you want to use. Right now, let's just use this too. And once you see it running, you can go to this emulator or just click Firestore, and this will be our data, like storage data visualization sort of thing. And there you can start writing the frontline code. And so if you're watching this video, please just install everything and make sure that you can get the back end running, and then we're going to write the front end code. Alright, so make sure you can do that, and if you encounter any problems, please leave in the comment section. I'm sure to answer that. And then let's go back to our project. I think it's here. Maybe it's here. To-do list. Yeah, there will be our projects. I already cleared every file, so if you haven't watched my previous video, you can still follow along. But I strongly recommend that you watch my whole series. And please subscribe, by the way. That's because it's just make everything easier. And of course, I'm going to copy and paste the codes my previous written a lot. So if you haven't watched that, you might have a hard time understand what is going on. All right, so let's just do that. So first, the file structure is a pretty standard view model and model. We got this the modern architecture. We got the models, which would be our data model, and our view, which just going to show whatever the front end the user will be able to see. And we get the view model that handle the interaction between view and model. And we got style. This will be a customized style. Nothing will change the style if you watch my previous video. And this repo will be the repository that handling the interaction. I think the whole life cycle of Firebase. So we got subscribe, unsubscribe. We get initialization. We get a deinitialization. And we got this basically the code, right? We got add to our to-do list. We got update to our to-do list. We got the remove from our to-do list. Just delete functionality. And so we get everything will go here. And so let's get this basic to-do list ready. So we got this I think at the to-do list, there isn't much thing that we can do in the to-do list. So let's just get the to-do list ready. Yeah, I might use the Visual Studio Code just for a quicker demonstration. So I'm going to, can I just open this in Visual Studio Code? Yeah, I think I can do that. So let me bring you guys this to-do list, and I'm going to trust this because right now, if you don't trust this, you can't use Copilot. And yeah, I think I can use Copilot. I think I already trust it. Okay, it's ready, so we can actually use this. Okay, so yeah, if you don't know why I'm doing this, this is because I'm a great fan of the Copilot, and the Xcode do not have a Copilot, native Copilot installed, so I got to yeah, use the Visual Studio Code to quickly edit it. Right, so I will open that. So we got this super to-do list app.swift. So it will be a just the app file. So because you're going to use file-based file store here, so you're going to install something like this, and of course just some a bunch of boilerplate code. So there will be a delegates code like this. Yeah, I think I can already do that in Xcode. So let's just do that. I think this is much more clear. So you import all dependency. This part of the code is from this firebase website. Okay, so you need to configure that, and you're going to use emulator by adding use emulator functionality to it, and then you're going to say if you're going to use this emulator, then you're going to execute a bunch of settings. And of course we got this auth use emulator with host, localhost, port, all that. You don't need to memorize all that, because if you just open the Copilot and you give a prompt, it will just automatically generate all the setting for you. And that's one of the tips that I want to give you guys, is that when you use a certain technology, you will have a lot of the time to get yourself familiar with a certain the have to do's, and we sometimes call that familiar yourself with a certain framework. But in fact, this is not technically, this is not a skill. This is not how how to judge whether someone is good or not, because this is just to get yourself familiar with some switch. Okay, so this just some settings that other people already set out for you. The only thing that you need to do is to check the documentation or watch tutorial like this, and just to follow along. That will be good enough, right? You don't need to answer why I have to do that, something like that. Okay, so that's my suggestion. You don't spend too much time say why I have to get this say file store settings equal to settings. You don't need to do that, because that's how you use the boilerplate code, right? And yeah, so that's my suggestion for you. And then let's dealing with the model. The model will be let's get a view ready. So we got this row view, list view to do detail view. This detail view is what we added later. This is how we change detail. So let's go to this view of to-do list view. There will be our main view, and of course you're going to import Swift UI. A lot of code, as I said, we already introduced you guys. So I'm going to copy and paste a bunch, but I will explain along the way. So then we're going to add in a the structure of a to-do list view. We got the view model. We got is added to to-do list pop-up. So there will be so if you add that add a certain thing to to-do list, you need to using a switch to pop it up. We got this editable to-do list, and right now it's just set to nil. And whether the pop-up is here, you can use the private function. So we can toggle that. Okay, so we can toggle the pop-up on or off, and then there will be a the main body of your to-do list view, and there will be a navigation view. Okay, so let's add this navigation view, and then inside the navigation view, you're going to use the data from your view model and to populate this list. And because we'd like to swipe it and delete it, I'm going to add and modify the swipe actions. And then once you swipe, you're going to call this button, and then you're going to call this view model delete to-do list, passing to-do list along the way. And we got image of a SF symbol of a flame, and then tilt all that to red. And once you have done that, you can unchange and untap gesture, because you got multiple things going on. So what I'm going to do is to add unchange and on gesture to here. So I think this is the wrong layer. So let me just get it closer. Unchange and untap. So if you unchange, you're going to toggle that the to-do list is completed or not, and then you can pass in a view value. Okay, and this view value in our view model will have a set completed. This will be an edit functionality. Okay, so if you added that, you got a new value, and you can set that to our new just to rewrite it back to the to-do list, and whether the completed or not will be the new value. Okay, and this is how you change it, and then update the whole list, of course, because you're going to get a on change. On tap gesture, you're going to make it edit window pop up, and you can do the edit action. So I got this editable to-do list will be a to-do list passing all that. Okay, and in order to make it plain, I can add the list style to plain, and then I'm going to add in a toolbar for that. So as you can see, we got plain, and I'm going to add a toolbar. A toolbar will get a placement of a button toolbar. That's the reason I got this say add new item to the to-do list. If you click that, you can you just pop it up, and the system name image will be square, and the pencil, there will be a typical editing on it. And then we're going to get this pop up. We're going to actually get this pop up by using this dot sheet. I already discussed this method multiple times. So this will be a pop-up sheet, and we're going to use is add to-do list view pop-up. If it's presented, then we're going to use the edit to-do list detail view. This will call a detailed view that you can placing in a text field, and then you can actually edit that and call this view model add to-do list. And if you if you added that, then this is just the two things that you're going to do. Or one is to add, the other is to edit it. So one is the add new thing, the other is update it. So you got two sheet coming up, depending on which action that you're going to make. Okay, and then we got title, the navigation title. Remember, it's navigation view, so we got the navigation title of the super to-do list, and change it to color. And then you want to see the preview, you can use the preview. If you don't want to see that, it doesn't really matter much. So this is just a boilerplate code, and you can say list style plain or not. Doesn't really matter that much, and I can reformat the whole bunch of code. Right now, we can't find this edit thing. We can't find this edit to-do list view and a whole bunch of thing. We can't find it. That's normal because we haven't write that yet. Okay, this would just be a to-do list view, simple to-do list view. So what I'm going to do is go back to edit to-do list view. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the to-do list row view. This is the view that we have written previously, and we are going to populate that as well. So to-do list row view will be every row that you want to show in your list. You can do something like that. So basically, imports, struct, binding, all that sort of stuff, we already done that multiple times. So this will be a fairly simple view. I'm going to just paste the previous written code here. So we got a binding of to-do list, so that we can pass in the data between the row view as well as the list view. And the background is just some code that we use to change the outlay of the project, so you don't need to worry about that. And then we got edge stack. So edge stack, we have a toggle, whether it's completed or not, and a text. And yeah, the toggle, we have a toggle style, and that will be our customizable style. And then we got the frame, we got this just a preview. We don't need to worry about that. You can add this and you can ignore this. It doesn't really matter that much because this preview is not the actual code that you're going to do. And we're going to use a customizable style. So in style, we got to-do list style, so we can add a toggle style. So let's finish this to-do list style file. So the to-do list style will be a bunch of codes that are using Foundation as well as Swift UI to do that. So basically, we're just writing an extension. So we're using this toggle style and make body. I think we already discussed the methods in my mini project. So we can use a make body to write a lot of amazing thing, even animations to do that. Right now, we're just using a circle field and a circle to do that. And then the foreground color, on tabs gesture, all that, you just use your imagination to do that. Okay, so we already discussed that, and this is not a new code, so I'm going to just paste it here. And when we got this toggle style code, you're going to use that. It's just using extension to do that. Nothing too fancy. Okay, so let's go back to this row view. I think we already finished with that. So the error will be gone because we already add this toggle style to these styles. So let's finish the edit to-do list. This is the major part that we're going to change because we're going to update our view. So we're going to use a lot of new technology and new syntax to do that. So first, import and struct, nothing too fancy, but we're going to add in a mode. So let me just copy the whole code here. So we got this enum of a focusable field. This hashboard. This is already discussed that. So it's just a focus field, and you open that, we can give you that's a focus, and we got a focus state that we can switch. But this code is what we add later on, is to add enum of code. So you can have two different state. One is the add state, the other is the edit state. So two mode. The one is add mode, the other is edit mode. So you can have a mode variable that the default is add. So default, you click that, you'll call add. and if you want to edit it, then if you click any of the places of the to-do list, then you're going to trigger the other mode. Then you're going to edit it. And and I'm going to use a state variable and environment for our to-do list title. So this code, I think we already discussed that, so nothing too fancy, just some calling of a data model. And then we can get this on commit, so we can actually commit it. Nothing too fancy. And because you got commit, you can also got a cancel. So to private function, nothing too fancy. Okay, and then it's our main body view. All the main body views inside of the navigation stack. One is entering something, the other is a toolbar, and inside of the toolbar we got a cancellation and adding or editing. So yeah, let's just get all this bunch of code here so you guys can see what's actually going on. So we got inside the navigation stack, we got a form. This is a place where we do the major input. We got a text field of entering something, and then we're going to get this is just a focus field. Remember, we got this switch on or off this focus field, and we get focused, and we're passing information here. Commit, that's the reason why I used to commit or dismiss, right? And we got navigation title, and that title is depending on the mode. So we got an enum of mode of add and edit. So if it's add, then we're going to say then this button will be creating a to-do list. If you're a to-do list item, if you the mode is editing, we're going to become editing. So we will just change that according to this. So I think I already discussed multiple times, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. And we get the toolbar item, so we can get exit. And another one is that when you finish the change or finish creating the new item, you can add that to the to-do list, or you can just finish editing. So very simple. And of course, I add a functionality of disable. So if the field is empty, you can't add that to the to-do list. So you have to understand that a user can do a lot of strange things that you might think is really, really weird, but they can do this, and they will mess your code up. So you have to disable it so the user can't submit it to it, so it won't mess up your backend. So yeah, a lot of the people don't pay this too much attention, and maybe some malicious hackers will find some flaws in your app, especially at the front end, and they will take advantage of it, and maybe cost you a lot. Okay, and then we get unpair, focus field, title doesn't really matter that much. Then it's a boilerplate preview code, and you can just use the boilerplate code. Doesn't really matter that much. So you can, if you want to reformat that, you can use the Command and O to select everything, and Control and I to reformat that. So we get a better layouts, and we still cannot find to-do list to scope, but we already finished all this view yet, and it's complaining a lot of I cannot find to-do list in scope, and we're going to solve that by doing something to this to-do list model. So the to-do list model, because we're going to use firebase, the file store. So previously we just use an extension and make a static sample data to do that. But right now, what we can do, let me just give you the previous code. So previously we just used the extension to-do list and give this make tutorials and all that as a sample data. But right now we don't need to use this because we're going to use firebase, the file store Swift. In order to do that, you're going to, previously we just used the identifiable because we use just ID for ID5 for UUID. Remember that? But right now, well, in order to conform to the firebase file store, we're going to change that to codable, and using this @document ID to change this var ID string in order to conform to this storage requirements. I treat this as a sort of a magic that previous program write. You just need to follow a certain order, like you are reading some hard to understand thing from a book that written hundreds of thousands of years ago. You don't know why, but you have to follow this ritual in order to use their technology. So at the project wise point of view, you don't need to understand it, but you have to understand it when you want to dive deeper into problem solving. But right now, since we're building this app, using Firebase as backend, you don't need to be a Firebase engineer, because if you understand every nitty-gritty detail of Firebase, you might as well just go to Firebase to work. Okay, so for now, you can just treat this as a sort of magic that can conform this Firebase in order to use that, and the codable is as well. And so once you've done that, I think you solve a lot of complaint when you're doing this view, because every time you call this to-do list, you can't find it, then you add that, you will be able to find it. And this to-do list view model, it's going to get the communication of the view and model, so we got to do that as well. So you're going to use our to-do list, our model here, to got to-do lists. So let's just do that. Sure, previously we used this sample data, but right now we don't need the sample data, so let's just delete that and use the to-do list to get a to-do list and publish. So everything else will receive this data, everywhere else will receive this data, and of course we're going to publish the error message. Let's do that line by line, so you get a better view of what's going on. And of course, we got this to-do list repo. Right now it's empty, but don't worry, we will populate that later on. But just watch and see, we got a private to-do list repo. That is to-do list repo. So we knew everything, and then we're going to add the code functionality to it. So everything have a life cycle, and our to-do list app have a life cycle as well. So don't forget to initialize it. And the life cycle won't be solved here. Sorry about that. This initialization is that we need to populate the whole field using this to-do list. Okay, so you're using this data to populate that, and let's achieve functionality of add to-do list. I might as well just get every functionality here, so because it's basically the same thing. Okay, so add to-do list, we don't need to append this previous method of doing it, so let's just delete it. So we can add to-do list on try and catch, basic syntax, try and catch, do and catch, do try catch, and try this, adding that, and if you got error, you just print the error. Okay, you update that, and if you can't do that, print the error. You delete that, and just to remove that. Okay, and the set completed will be the add edited to just add the new data to the edited to-do list, and of course you're going to change this is completed state. So we got boolean of true or false. You can switch it on or off Okay, so you can use this to update the actual item. And then, yeah, then this the major part will be a repo. And don't worry, as I said earlier, the repo will serve as the bridge between your app and firebase communication. So don't worry, we will do all the code action here. So all this previous code is just some basic boilerplate codes and complication, and we're using listener registration. Sorry about that. Listener registration to do this whole life cycle thing, and because you're going to do the life cycle, we got initialization, deinitialization, so we can subscribe that and we can unsubscribe that. And if you subscribe, you're going to do something. If you unsubscribe, you're going to do something. So this is just a whole bunch of life cycle thing: initialization, deinitialization, subscribe, and then you're gonna query to the firebase, right? And so you got to continue to listen to this change. So basically, you can you can get a snapshot of what's going on and get this document out. And if you can't do that, you're going to print that we got error of a mapping all this document. And of course, once you are ready, you're done with the backend, you're going to unsubscribe to it. So it will save you a lot of computation, and you don't have to connect to the backend all the time. Okay, so then it's our code. So basically, add, update, remove, all that amazing stuff, and I'm going to give it all in one go. So let's give it here. We can add to-do list, update to the to-do list, or remove the to-do list, right? And all that require you to connect to the file store. So add to-do list, passing all the information, try this file store, and remember we're adding that to the collection, and we're going to give this to-do list a collection name for that. So I think I already got this to-do list collection name. So we got the collection name of a to-do list. Of course, you can change this static collection name by change whatever name that you want change here. Doesn't really matter that much. It's just a fancy stuff. And our documents from to-do list. Okay, and of course, if you update that and you got no document ID, you can't find it, you can get a fatal error. And then you're going to try to do that, to actually set the data to the new updated version. And then, of course, if you want to remove something, you can just use, fatal error and then delete. Okay, so the fatal error just simply saying that, hey, if you can't find it, you get the error because you can't delete something that isn't there. I can find something to delete, and you can't delete it. So yeah, and by the way, the firebase is non-SQL, so NoSQL, right? So you get you can handle a lot of clients calling and updating and deleting information at the same time. So that's the reason why we need to have to make sure that this is a thing that we can actually delete. So if someone else already deleted, so if you got multiple, if you got a client that got a phone and got a computer, and they are using the same app at the same time, using the same account. We'll talk about authentication later. Right now, just to get this one user app running, and say they update that, delete that on their Mac, and they want to see what's going on their phone, and they want to delete as well. But you already deleted that, okay? So you can't delete it again. So we get a fatal error, right? And I think repo is ready, the style definitely ready, view model ready, all this thing ready, to-do list model ready, and our app is ready as well. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all of it. So I think we can just save it, and and make it actually running. Alright, after you've clicked this play button, and you got this super to-do list app up and running, so you can input anything you want, and then you can add to to-do list. You can switch it on and off. You got get let me just get everything, just the funny stuff, you can delete it. Okay, and you can get some YouTube channel. Let me add that, and please subscribe. Please subscribe. Alright, and add to to-do list, and then you got everything up and working. And please subscribe. And you got this. Where's my backend? Sorry, let me find the backend for you. So yeah, I got a really messy computer, so I got the backend up and running, and you guys can see we got this title, state, all this ready, and of course we got to do this collection created. So I think we got nearly 1 hour of this video, so it's a really complex project, but not too difficult project, because you got a lot of coupling going on, and we successfully migrate our offline to-do list to a super to-do list. It's more like a super to-do list, because we got the firebase backend actually working. And of course, if you already subscribed, so finish that. You already subscribed. You can delete something, and it's actually working. And I think that's all for this video. And I think in the next video we're going to add some dependency injection, so we can get the project much more scalable, because right now this is just a really messy bunch of code, and then we are going to get authentication system, so we can just this is just the one feature of this app, right? And you're going to duplicate that, like you're duplicating instance. This is just the functionality that caters for one user. But what about you got hundreds of thousands of users? You can use the user authentication system and store that in the cloud, and you got, let's say, hundreds of thousands of to-do lists to store. You can duplicate the functionality. That's an amazing thing about the scalability of the project. So you can do just one prototype, and you can test it on your phone. And then if everyone, every friend, every customer that you encountered love this feature, you can just make a scalable big products out from this simple to-do list. That's the reason why we call that super to-do list, right? So I think in the next video we're going to make this the scalable product, and I'll see you in the next video. And don't forget, the best way to support me is to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumb up. Thank you so much for support. I'm going to drink some water. I will see you in the next video. Bye.